Much better. Okay, and with that, we are finally here to do Strixhaven Session 1. We had to, of course, skip it last week to do Pokemon instead to make up for a bit of a problem with last Saturday. But once again, this is Strixhaven. It is a Magic the Gathering collaboration with D&D. And it's been a while, again, since I've played D&D, but thankfully the system is really easy to get back into. So, we are going to begin. Do we want to do like a quick recap on who's playing whom?
Sure. I will be playing Eos for the foreseeable future of this campaign, and it'll be really easy to tell whenever I'm in character. If you watch Session 0, if you didn't watch Session 0, then you're in for a treat.
Fair enough.
I am playing Pthew, who I do have a soundboard set up, it's just not working right now. So next week, hopefully, I will have that, and I can actually play the noise for his name. But yeah, he's a Kenku sorcerer who is obsessed with explosions and loud noises, so this will be fun.
And I'm playing Annika, the Eladrin elf bard who, you know, changes with the seasons. So that'll be fun to interact with.
Yep, and I forget, you're not doing the personality changes though, correct?
No, I will.
Okay.
We were originally not going to change her personality because, like, I wasn't too sure about it. But then I was like, no, we'll do it just based on, like, the season as opposed to, like, her mood.
Right.
So instead of her mood determining her personality, the season determines her mood.
Fair enough. Okay. Well, with that, then we can begin. Majestic marble archways, tomes seemingly stamped. God damn it! This is why I don't.
So good with the alliteration.
Yeah, no, it's. This is why I don't normally read off a script. Majestic marble archways, tomes seemingly stacked for miles, and the infectious energy of hundreds of young adults fill the biblioplex, the grand library at the heart of Strixhaven University. The sights, sounds, and sparks of magic in the air are wondrous. Your acceptance letter stated that you must report to the biblioplex's Hall of Oracles to receive instructions on new student orientation. The hall sits at the center of the biblioplex's first floor, and you can already see students gathering there. And I can, in just 1 second, I can show you the biblioplex. There's a big picture, be careful. So, most likely you are standing at the entrance to the biblioplex. Straight in front of you is this large, just orb of pure magical energy. And it pulses rhythmically with blue light. It is the heart of Strixhaven and the heart of many bouts of magic. Now, I had mentioned in session 0 what a snarl is. It's basically a ball of magical energy. Some of them create dead zones, and some of them create and power up magic, or just create a wonderful energy to partake in their magical arts.
Nice.
I'm guessing it's a bad thing if the few wants to touch it.
So you cannot touch the snarl itself. It kind of floats in the center, but you are able to wade into a pool of almost crystalline like water beneath it. You do see a couple of students milling about in the water. It really only goes up to probably the average human's knee as you go deeper. But for the most part, most people are just gathered kind of around it, just idly chatting with one another or looking around in awe.
Pethieu is gonna he approaches because ooh, big shiny ball, but then as soon as he notices there's water, he kind of leans over to look at it and just mimics the noise of a human, if Pethieu had a noise, his nose would wrinkle, and then he takes a few steps back again.
What are you other two doing as you step closer?
I would stand at the edge of the pool but not get in. Just kind of staring up at the ball, just in awe.
Orb. We ponder the orb.
We ponder the orb.
Ponder the orb, yes. And you, Eos?
He's going to stay clear of the water and probably go and look around the hall of the oracle and just sort of look at the depictions of past oracles that are around.
Okay, sure. So, as you three are doing this, an overwhelming sense of calmness kind of overtakes you, and after a moment, you hear a voice that sounds neither far nor close, and it says, "Brilliant scholars, your attention, please." And you immediately can tell that it's coming from the center of the room, and as you turn, the snarl itself appears to be speaking. With each word, it pulsates and shrinks again. As you are now Strixhaven University students, the storied Biblioplex will be your second home for research, studies, and even leisure. There is just one task to accomplish before you officially embark on your academic journey. We here at Strixhaven each year love to treat the students to a mere scavenger hunt. It will get you acquainted with these halls. And after a moment, as many people have turned to look, a piece of parchment pops, or poofs into existence in front of you, hanging in the air by a single thread of magic. The rules are simple. Each clue on this list will lead you to a different location in the biblioplex. Simply travel to the area. Each clue references and performs the action the clue suggests. Time is of the essence, of course. You have until the end of the day to finish your hunt. Solve as many clues as you can. Because at each location, you will be rewarded. Now then, off you go.
Eos takes his paper and goes ahead and reads it.
There are 5 clues. They read the following. You'll forget all about any trouble or plight when you step forward and are ensnarled in the light. Clue 2 reads, Alumni Commission works when they retire, seeking promising mages to inspire. Clue 3, each group deserves a free treat for their investment. Serve up this list and enjoy your refreshment. Clue 4, these leafy beds aren't always what they seem. Give them a pat and see what you glean. Clue 5, some stars are ancient, enduring and bright, but others, maybe you, are born on opening night.
So the first thing that Eos probably does is he reads them all and then reads them all again, and then looks over and walks over to Annika. Annika. Okay, that's gonna take me a few sessions. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I mean, how many times do I call you Spyro?
That's fair. Eos walks over to Annika and he just goes,
I do not understand these metaphors. What do they mean?
Annika's gonna, ponder that for a minute while I chew some bread.
Bread.
Yeah.
Somebody's already been to the cafe, apparently.
Listen, it's dinner time here. And she's gonna go, I genuinely don't know how to explain it to you. I mean, maybe one of them is the cafeteria, but I'm not 100% sure.
Scooty, do you have it written down anywhere, or can you post it in notes?
Yes, please.
Yes, sure.
I was gonna say I will not remember any of them except the one that seems like the cafeteria.
Yeah, I tried to write them down as you were saying them, and that I cannot.
There you go. I put them in session notes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't want to have to read those over and over again.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. I mean, hey, it would get me to... I'd actually learn how to read from the script if I had to repeat it.
I mean, I figured you would have already had them set up as a journal tab, but...
Yeah, I was thinking about it. Or did I actually?
paper first like appeared in front of you, he had like looked around it as if trying to identify why it was floating. But then after he takes it, he pulls a stick of charcoal out from like this pouch he has on his hip that also has a journal hanging off of it, and is like scribbling on the paper. And then eventually he just like is looking between the paper and the snarl, and then he looks over at Annika standing with them and is just like pointing with the charcoal at the light.
Eos just looks at Thew and then looks at the light and goes,
I do not wish to step into the water. But when I read the first clue,
Pithu immediately mimics the "I do not wish to step into the water."
he just
Nose goes,
stares.
Annika, go get it.
Annika's just gonna look between the two and just kind of shrug and pull off her boots and, get into the water.
Sure. So as you slowly wade out to the center of the pool, if your character is able to get goosebumps, she certainly does, though not because the water is cold, but because it feels like pure magic. And as you do so, a few fellow students watch you and look between themselves before wading into the water themselves. And as you slowly, again, wade your way to the center, your foot happens to kick something underneath the water.
I would like to pick up the thing I kicked under the water.
It looks to be a vial of sparkling red viscous liquid.
Magic blood.
Health potion.
I was gonna say I'm thinking more health potion than blood, but
Yeah, health potion, magic blood, same shit.
Yes,
Duh.
in fact, there is a label on it that doesn't necessarily make reference to it specifically being a potion of health, but you can infer that it is, in fact, a potion of healing.
Wahoo!
And
Microphone, please. When Pithu sees Annika reach down and pull something out of the water, just both of his arms go up in the air in celebration as he figured it out.
Does he make the firework noise?
Not the yeah, he definitely makes it's those my brain does not want my mouth to talk. Yes. Like the strings of firecrackers that they don't go up, they just make the noises.
oh,
Mhm.
the black cats.
Yeah, it's those that repetitive kind of miniature explosion noise trilling out of his throat.
Fair enough.
Yee, excited boy.
Are you two just gonna continue to hang out around the pool itself?
Well, I think whenever she, Annika, that is, pulls something out of the water, I think Eos would go in then, seeing that obviously no direct harm came about it, so he'll step in.
Okay. So obviously, a robot doesn't really get goosebumps, but it definitely still kind of affects you in a way, and it does not
Tingly.
take you tingly. You get like television static in your head, and it doesn't take you as long to end up kick something and reaching down and picking it up. Nets you also a potion of healing. In fact,
Wahoo!
you find 2.
Interesting. When he picks these vials up out of the liquid, his little his like set of oh my gosh, what do you call them? Like magnifying lenses that are like kind of part of his face, kind of extend to like really look closely at the glass as he's like admiring the glass work on it. And then, you know, he returns and yeah, it's just very, very keenly studying these vials.
Very nice. They do also appear to be potions of healing, of course.
Mm-hmm.
The Thew is making this like repetitive noise of flint hitting steel, and like waving one of his arms toward Eos, and then holding out his hand expectantly.
Am I to think that you want one of these? I have
He
no use
nods.
for 2.
Yeah, he nods and like shows his now scribbled upon clue sheet as if like proof, like this is the work I did to deserve this.
You did point us in the right direction. You deserve it.
Damn right he deserves it. So the Thew will gladly take this new thing, and it will go onto his belt by his journal. But when he kind of showed you his paper of clues, he has like several. The other 4 clues also have things like scribbled and circled out, and so he has things like for the second clue, he has Illumini and Retire like underlined with an arrow like beds ? Then there's Mages Inspire, might be the library, treat, refreshment, cafeteria, obviously. Leafy beds, like flower beds, maybe, bushes. And then for opening night, theater or a stage.
That's fair enough. He just nods, and his little optical face mask bits sort of like extend and retract as they focus on different parts of the scribbling, and he just goes
Very astute. It seems that none are going to be in this room in particular. We should probably move on.
While all of this was happening, by the way, Annika would have, gotten out of the pond and put her shoes back on.
Yes, and of course, stepping out, your feet are not like wet or anything like that. It's definitely a strange kind of magical liquid. Okay, so with that, of course, from kind of where you're standing, you can make out some other landmarks around. First of all, one of the first things when you walked in, you did walk past a small cafe, but also off into the west and northwest, you do see what appears to be little gardens that have large trees in the center, and they're surrounded by shrubs. You see a couple of students milling about around there. They're like touching and tapping on trees. Some of them are touching grass. But for the most part, nobody really seems to know exactly what they're doing. Of course, more and more people are kind of filing into the pool after someone else did all of the work.
Is touching grass doing good for some of those students?
Yeah, probably.
Probably mentally.
Yep.
All the dopamine.
All the needing to go outside every once in a while.
Eos, I guess, walks out of like the south side of the Hall of the Oracle, and I think
You know what,
probably
I could actually do this. Just give me 1 second. That might help with.
Oh my goodness!
I know, right? Tokens.
I thought we were just playing. Imagine yourself on the map.
Might as well make it a little easier. I mean, I am streaming this after all, so visual representation would be good to have.
For sure.
Tokens in a paused game?
Yeah.
I think the pause function is more of an anti DM tool than an anti-player.
Look, I gotta say this about a paused game.
Ah, I see. As one does.
Yep.
So, Eos, the clockwork construct, will exit the south side of the Hall of the Oracle. I think, like, considering the size of the place, the first thing he probably would notice is the big green trees amidst the sort of plain brown bookshelves and the stark white of the marble floor and ceiling and walls.
Oh yeah,
So-
the trees themselves basically push up against the ceiling with how tall they are.
Mhm. So,
They also appear to have like little reading nooks built into them as well.
Eos points to the one directly west of them, past all of these tables, and my brain just died. Yikes. I'm sorry.
The fourth clue mentioned leafy beds, and I see leaves. Perhaps we should investigate those.
A few nods and mimics the "we should investigate those" in Eos's voice.
Might as
As
well.
they go ahead.
I think she just said might as well.
Oh yeah.
Whee!
So you enter one of the book gardens, and obviously it is probably one of the most elaborate micro gardens you've seen. They almost seem to be their own little biospheres. This one you are you are at seems to mimic that of a jungle. And you do, of course, the tree in the center is big, with little.
How big?
What was that?
How tall? How big?
Well, the biblioplex is massive. Does it actually state how big this first floor is?
It does give you wall and ceiling dimensions. I think the ceiling is like 50 feet high. Something like that.
Yes. Yeah, 50 feet high on the first floor. So, yeah, five stories tall.
Oh my gosh, you have to climb 5 stories worth of stairs to get to the second floor.
Right.
Oh my lord.
So then, yeah, how big the tree?
Yeah, so the tree itself is pushing up against the ceiling itself and almost like sprawling out at the top, so it's hitting 50 feet. But surrounding it are like well-trimmed hedges and shrubs of varying species.
So on this 50-foot tree, are there like... I don't want to give specifics so you don't say no, but are there like any branches that are 10 feet off the ground?
Yes, there's, because of the way this is made, it's kind of inferred that people will actually climb up this tree and study within its branches.
Cool. So, if Eos and Annika are paying attention, you can see as Bethu like tucks the list and this charcoal back into his pouch and kind of pats everything down to make sure that they're like secure. And then he rubs his hands together and claps. But while as his hands like meet, he has actually cast Thunderclap and made a very loud noise, and then he shoots 10 feet into the air and is going to try to land on a branch.
All right, give me an athletics check.
Athletics, where the... can I use acrobatics?
Yes, yeah, I'll allow that.
If you're trying to stick a
Oh,
landing,
no!
Oh no!
This is why he needs the gymnastics class.
Oh no!
Oh.
First roll of Strixhaven is a natural 1.
Yeah, buddy.
Is it the dice gods telling us not to get our education?
So as you
it's not to do dumb shit like launch yourself into the air.
So as you attempt to land on this branch, obviously you weren't fully prepared to land on it, and it shakes violently, and you come tumbling back down and landing on one of the landing on a shrub.
Annika would run over to Bethu and be like, "Are you okay?"
And as you do that, several of the shrubs around Pithu almost sounds like they're giggling.
And Eos comes over. He's like inspecting the... he runs over because he hears the commotion, and then as he helps Annika pull Bethu out from the bushes, he just goes,
That sound. This is not you making that sound, is it? Where is it coming from?
Bethu is like, I was imagining he kind of like, in cartoons, you know, he fell kind of head first, but is safe in these shrubs. So as you guys pull him out, he has to kind of like cartwheel to get back up onto his feet. And then he just kind of lets himself fall forward so that both of his hands pat onto the shrubs.
Sure. And as you do that, the shrubs kind of explode into almost like a childlike laugh, and they part, revealing what appears to be a stuffed animal.
Hugh is going to just immediately like snatch it up, and it's going on his belt next to his journal like the health potion did.
It appears to be, in fact, a mascot of Silverquill, an inkling, as they are called.
Nice.
Thanks. Yeah, so Pithiu is now fastening this little inkling plush onto his belt. And then he looks between the two of you and gestures with his arm like, go ahead. Welcome to what the answer is. Even if I came across it accidentally.
Eos will like run his metal hands like just sort of like in like a very stiff like up and down like patting sort of.
Sure. And once again explodes into laughter and parts, revealing another stuffed animal, this time in the form of Quandrix's mascot, which I believe are called fractals.
Yes.
Yes.
It's they're like fractal elementals. They're basically like cuboids.
Yeah.
Or a mismatch of like different cuboids.
Mhm.
As he takes it and he like looks at it and then he looks over at the others and goes,
I'm not sure what this is for. Is it well made? I could perhaps create more of these in my spare time.
I'm trying to remember exactly what the mysterious voice that gave us the clue papers had said. What was it like? He didn't say prizes, he said something else, right?
Rewards?
Yeah, so if you mimics the like in that kind of hollow, weird, boomy but not boomy voice, reward.
I see.
And Annika, noticing both of them, picking up plush dolls, she's gonna, eagerly, pat one of the shrubs.
Sure. And you are rewarded with a plush of the Lorehold mascot. Which that one I don't remember what that is.
it's a little statue. It's like a spirit. It's like their mascot is like the spirit statue or whatever. So it's just a little plush, like marble statue. I think.
Fair enough. Now these are actual items, so when you go to add them to your sheet, I believe they are just referred to as a cuddly Strixhaven mascot is the name of the item. So do mark that, and do mark the potion of healing. And with that, the second clue disappears off of your paper. That leaves 3.
After they have all retrieved their after they've all retrieved their plushes, Eos puts it because they're clinging, right? Like they like stick to you or something.
Yes.
Okay. He like goes to like set it on his shoulder, and it just sort of sticks there, and he can't pull it off, or it doesn't like fall off of him immediately, so he just kind of shrugs and leaves it there. And then he just sort of walks out of this little terrarium and sees this little like enclosed room within the room, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And he walks over to see what this is all about.
Sure. So you open the door and you see a couple of students milling about that have already collected their plushes. There's a young gnome woman whose her plush is on her back like a backpack, and they're kind of admiring the portrait, which almost appear to move and almost come out of the picture, the frames themselves from time to time. They appear to be, again, portraits of older alumni wearing Prismari college robes.
Eos just kind of walks around, just sort of taking a glance at each picture and reading a plaque or two. And he actually takes this metal sphere out of his back, out of a little circular cavity in his back, and he just kind of fiddles with it absent-mindedly as he walks around.
So as you get to the back of the room, there appears to be a large portrait that appears to be a group class photo, and the painting itself is not static. It appears to be a group of Prismari students that are doing different faces and different poses and appear to be having a great time. And underneath the portrait, there's a plaque that reads, "At Strixhaven, we were all inspired." And below that appears to be what appears to be a lever of some kind.
Ooh. Pull the lever, Kronk.
Pulling the lever causes the painting to open outwards as if it were a hidden doorway. And inside of it appears to be a box or a chest. Small in nature, but rather elegant.
Eos doesn't touch the box. He just sort of leans forward, and his little optical lenses extend at it, and he looks at it for a minute, and then he turns his little sphere a couple times, and there's a lot of sounds of clicking and turning of gears and things, and until a little segment of it opens, and he takes out what looks to be a set of various tools.
Useful for the
Exactly. And he closes it back and then takes essentially like a pair of like tongs and a little bar, and like grabs the box with from both ends and like not touching it and like lifting it out of its little cavity.
Sure. And as you do this, the paintings swing shut, and it appears the group of students are all giving a thumbs up. And looking over the box, there doesn't appear to be a lock on it or anything. You are free to just pop it open, as it were.
Eos sets the box on the ground and slides his tools back into his little sphere and just goes,
There appears to be no lock, and I do not see anything obvious. You must forgive me for being cautious. Which one of you would like to open it?
Well, it's funny that you say forgive yourself for being cautious, because like Pithieu has barely entered the room. He is trying to stay away from all these moving pictures and has not like got within 5 feet of one yet, so he's just kind of stuck at the end of this little nook because it would require getting closer to the pictures.
I suppose they could be the idea of like a moving picture could freak someone out that hasn't seen them before, for sure.
it's part of the reason why illusions are potentially very powerful if you roleplay them well.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep. Uh-huh.
So from this like farther back spot that Pithieu has taken up, he's just like pointing at Annika. Like that one is the one who will, yes, her.
Okay. I guess I'll open the box.
Sure. So opening the box, there appears to be 3 folded bits of fabric inside. They are each of them appears to be a different color, specifically colors of the colleges. And taking them out of the box, of course, as soon as you do that, the box almost dissipates and fades out of existence. Unfurling these bits of fabric reveals them to be little triangle pennants, little flags. And they kind of sparkle and shimmer and almost cast a light in your hands. There are 3 of them.
Well, Annika's gonna distribute them out.
And
I will.
to what purpose will these serve, I wonder?
I will allow you to choose whatever flavor you want them to be in terms of what school they represent.
In what flavor would you describe each school to be?
Oh, well, Lorehold's pretty vanilla.
Quandrix is pretty bland. Prismari is very spicy. Witherbloom is a
bitter.
very, I was gonna say very earthy. And Silverquill, I mean,
It's fruity.
fruity. I was gonna go with like metallic, because ink has that metallic sort of iron smell to it, but it works.
I hate the fact that you said Prismari is spicy, and all I think is spicy students.
Well,
Becca.
then what? Describing the one as fruity.
Back
Well,
at it again,
I mean,
Krispy Kreme.
To be fair, Silver Quill is the theater student after all.
It's true. It's true.
Scooty really just narrowing down an entire school to theater gaze.
Do I need to show the portraits of several of the Silver Quill students?
You
leave
say that like
Xander
it's a
alone.
threat.
Where's my boy? Where he at? Where's my Malfoy?
Oh no.
You're a
Fucking-
Malfoy, huh?
You leave Xanther alone.
Oh god, it's not Xanther.
You realize we have Xanther as the captain of our gymnastics club, right?
Oh yeah, I'm going to enjoy role playing the man. I'm sure.
I don't know if it's the perspective or what, but my man's got a giraffe neck going on.
Oh yeah, he really
Holy
does.
shit. Well, Eos has his little Quandrix flag, and he's waving it around, making it light up, and he seems to be like very like, I don't know what you would use, the term you would use, like enraptured by it, I guess.
Yeah.
He's just constantly flicking it back and forth to make it like shiny. But either way, he will return his pliers and tongs and crowbar back to his little ball. How the crowbar fits in there, he will never explain.
Extending crowbar.
Extending crowbar. And yeah, I think we can just go ahead and head our way back here. Let's see.
So as you kind of make your way to the center of the room again, of course there is the cafe to the south, but to the north, that you can kind of see past the Snarl, there appears to be a couple of students kind of making a fool of themselves on what appears to be a stage of sorts.
Few is heading to the cafeteria. No public performance, please. Let's go.
Sure. So of course you make your way over to the cafe and you see once again students kind of milling about. It appears most people appear to be taking a bit of a lunch break. There appears to be a single person working the cafe, a gnome who is almost jumping all over the place, from going to the back room, to the front, to manning the counter itself. She is absolutely just bouncing around.
Can I go up to her and show her the paper with the clues on it?
You may, and she kind of like stops for a moment, almost with a cartoony like screech as she kind of plants herself, and she goes, "Oh, well, at least somebody understands what a clue is. Everyone else just comes over here and asks me, hey, are you the cafe lady?" Yes. Well, I would love to help you, but I have so many people to feed right now, and the back is an absolute mess. You know what? Would you be willing to lend me a hand?
Sure. I have no problem with that.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Just make your way to the back, and I'll be with you in just a second. Let me hand out the rest of these sandwiches.
As Pethu is following behind Annika, he is switching between, like, very quietly mimicking the, are you the lunch lady that the gnome said, and the, sure, I have no problem with that Annika said.
When Pethu does the, are you the lunch lady? Annika's gonna turn around and kind of just hold her finger up and go, shh.
Sure, so you make your way to the back, and it seems to be a completely disorganized mess. And after what appears like a few moments...
A few?
You.
A fuse.
Oh no.
Use.
In before we have to stop the terrorist threat against the biblioplex.
Bomb has been planted.
Oh, no.
The terrorist is in our party.
Oh yeah, that's right. Shit.
Pethu is, like, kind of glaring at Annika and is mockingly, but cannot change the tone of his voice because he has to mimicking the shush.
Listen, it's not nice to constantly remind her that she's the cafe lady.
Listen, it's not nice. Shh.
Eos follows the gnome back here, and seeing the disorganization, there is definitely a whirring sound as he is like looking at things that are not obviously not where they're supposed to be, and he immediately just starts to like start grabbing stuff and like sorting it and like making sure things are like full, like display, like the hot cases are full and shit. It's like his clockwork brain went into organize mode.
Sure. So of course, like I said, after a moment, the gnome kind of walks in and she goes, "Oh, I didn't even have to tell you what to do."
I hear that a lot.
You three are an absolute lifesaver. Well, with this place all taken care of, yes, I can give you the reward, the prize for the clue, but I have something else too. So first of all, she hands over each of you a bit of a small pouch. But first she kind of opens it up and she pulls out several, she puts almost her entire arm into this tiny pouch, and she pulls back out a wrapped sandwich, a couple of baked cookies and whatnot, and she goes, this is the reward, and don't worry, everything stays nice and fresh in here. So this is for you, and what can I give you for helping me? Oh, I know. I need all three of you to roll a D50, please. So for Pethu, she produces what appears to be a well-used leather book satchel.
He makes a like a really quick but high-pitched firework explosion noise out of excitement because his belt is definitely getting full.
I was gonna ask, is he gonna attach it to his belt?
He knows what a backpack is.
For Annika, she hands over a leather bandolier-style scroll holder that has room for 6 scrolls.
Thank you.
And for Eos, you are rewarded a purple hooded cloth robe adorned with symbols of planets and constellations.
Nice.
He immediately, he, like, takes it from her and then, looks really closely at it. And is, like, almost like he's examining, like, what, like, trying to see, like, if the diagrams are correct.
They are
after-
correct.
Oh, are they?
Yes.
Nice.
It seems to be a perfect, just a perfect recreation of the night sky.
Nice. And he just, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, for the actual satchel she gave you, it's a Heward's handy haversacks.
Oh, nice. I forget how that is different from.
It's just, it doesn't hold as much. It holds 20 pounds of materials.
Oh, okay. So it is the same thing. It's just like a lighter variant,
Yes.
for sure.
No stuffing bodies into this one.
Damn.
Dang.
How did you know that we were gonna do that?
And as you kind of look over this, there appears to be one final clue on the piece of paper.
Well, it's definitely the stage.
Eos throws on his new robe, satisfied by its oh my gosh, what is the word I'm looking for? By its craftsmanship, I guess. And he follows Annika over to the stage.
Stage.
Sure. So you walk up onto the stage, and of course, the students that were kind of horsing around there have left. There's a few students milling about, kind of watching you, and you can see that it appears to be just a little bit of a stage where people usually come up and have, they may say some poetry or just kind of entertain. You always have the class clown that comes up here and heckles people for fun. It does appear to be a properly working stage. There's some spotlights that at the moment are currently turned off and facing towards the ceiling.
Is there any buttons around that would, turn them on?
There doesn't appear to be, but do not forget that the clue states some stars are ancient, enduring, and bright, but others, maybe you, are born on opening night.
I'm guessing that these are like at the 50-foot ceiling.
Yes. Maybe a little bit lower on maybe a kind of like a rafter of sorts. You are also free to roll if you are a bit stumped.
And were weapons allowed in the orientation?
You don't see many students with weapons.
I guess I
But-
was asking if like somebody would have confiscated Bethu's sickle.
No. Obviously you were probably warned not to, threaten anyone with them, but yeah, there's students. There's a Loxodon? Is that what they're called? The elephant people?
The Loxodon, yeah.
Yeah, there's a Loxodon walking around in full plate armor with a great sword on his back. You definitely have not had your weapons taken away.
Okay, so then he's gonna pull out his sickle and cast Green Flame Blade on him. Right. So he's just doing that to make like a light down here, and hopefully they won't have to mess with the spotlights.
Sure. And as you do that, the spotlights almost automatically turn onto the three of you, and little, almost like ghostly apparitions kind of emit from the spotlights, and below you, in almost like a little crevice, three more lights shine from below the stage.
Well, when these apparitions show up, Pithiu's gonna like full on squawk in surprise, and he fumbles his sickle a little bit. And then I guess he's gonna investigate the three lights at the bottom.
Sure. So these appear to not be spotlights, but appears to be, well, the reward, of course. In these little crevices appears to be three ghost lanterns. They operate just like a regular lantern, but they slowly rise up out of the ground, and you can barely make out that they are floating or being carried by their own mage's hand. So please add add a ghost lantern to your inventory.
Hey, real quick, what is that pennant called?
It is called... it should be called the Strixhaven Pennant. It is a wondrous item.
Found it.
And as you kind of do this, as you kind of pick up these items and you look over them, you hear a completely ear-piercing scream come from behind the bookcases to the west, almost like shrill, and you hear a crashing of what sounds like books and crates.
Bethu's gonna hide behind Eos.
Eos's first reaction is to take his the sphere. He takes his sphere from his back, and he'd see his hands like dart over its surface, and like its panels and bits twist and turn until it resembles a bit like just some sort of weird apparatus that's covered in different sort of runes and glyphs.
Sure. So as the joyous and energetic atmosphere is just shattered from that scream, you hear a young elf scream, "That trunk! That trunk has teeth! Please, anyone, stop it!" And you just absolute chaos erupts around you. There are students start scattering in all directions, just kind of like running into each other. There's some that even knock over tables. Books and papers go flying, and a few of the faculty mages that are around are completely distracted by the ensuing chaos of basically student stampede, as it were.
Well, I guess we'll try to fight our way through the crowd toward the noise. Was it on the east side or the west side?
West side.
Okay.
Give me just 1 second to refresh my thing. There we go.
Oh,
Wow.
that works.
That works. A little bit of a different map, right?
Just a little bit, yeah.
By few.
I don't see anyone except myself.
Refresh your page.
Yeah, refresh. It's doing that thing again.
Nope, still only me.
I got an error, actually.
Yeah, I also just realized you guys are moving around when I pause the game.
No, I can't.
Yeah.
You unpaused it for like a millisecond.
So what's the current issue at the moment? Y'all are...
I don't see any token except my own, and it doesn't appear that my token has vision. I'm just seeing random spots of the map that are unveiled by the Fog of War.
Yeah, I think it's just because like our characters don't have dark vision.
I can see perfectly fine.
Well, you're an elf.
No, I know that, but what I'm saying is like I can see your tokens. Presumably you should have been able to see me because you were only one spot away from me.
Go ahead and refresh your stuff one more time.
There we go. Now I think I see thing properly, but I just got the error again.
What is the error saying?
It says I don't have permission to configure settings or something like that.
Oh, yeah, I've been seeing that error a couple times.
Okay, that's no big deal then.
Sure. So as you round the corner, you see this theater trunk kind of gnashing its teeth and cornering what appears to be a small gnome. In fact, the one you saw before with the having the little plushie on her back. This area is in complete, utter chaos. There's knocked over crates and stuff, and there's this strange liquid oozing everywhere, and weapons are strewn about. And with that, the first combat of Strixhaven.
Wahoo!
Wahoo. Oh, damn. Alright. Well, it is your turn, Eos.
Well, he is going to... Just gonna walk over here and see the nasty looking crate monster. He's going to. Oh, I see. It's doing thing. That is okay because I can just cast it from.
Beyond.
No, I tried to cast it from beyond and it threw a fit at me, so I will just do it this way. Oh.
That definitely does hit.
Okay. And a guiding bolt, I believe, gives advantage to the next person that attacks it. And when he goes to cast this spell, he holds the orb out in front of him, and it floats above his hand. And there's like a really loud whirring noise before just a big bolt of light just shoots out of one of the cavities and explodes on this foul mimic.
Very nice. And with that, it was obvious that the mimic wanted to take a bit of a bite out of this gnome, but as it is hit by this bolt of holy energy, it hisses and gnashes its teeth and begins to almost like hop its way to you with a thunk each time it hits the floor. It's slobbering everywhere and foaming at the mouth with this black, inky fluid. Annika, what are you doing?
Annika is going to cast a firebolt at the mimic. Oh shit. I don't got why isn't it I don't have D&D Beyond and Foundry synced up. So my character sheet on Foundry has literally no information except my health and some other things.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
It doesn't have any, like, my inventory or my spellbook. And when I need to... Let me pull open the Beyond 20.
Yeah, because Foundry updated. I guarantee you probably.
There you
have-
go.
Oh,
I
okay,
updated
thank
it.
you.
There you go. Yep.
Alright.
Very nice. And I forget, did you say anyone that hits it has advantage? Is that what it was? Eos.
Yes.
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 Do you want to do that again, just in the chance of a crit? Fair enough.
Yeah, and now that effect is gone.
Good to go.
I was trying to remember how to apply damage to the creature without having to do the math myself. It took because it's so different from the Pokemon one, which is like just right in your face. All right, what is Pitu doing?
Hey, how tall are these bookshelves?
But the trunk isn't very large. You definitely cannot really see. You can just barely make it out from where you're standing. Kind of see around the edge of the bookcase. But they're probably about 10 feet tall.
Cool. So he's coming over here. And they're using burning hands against the mimic, and then because it's a first level spell, I shouldn't have launched myself into the air with that first spell. I realized after reading shit. But yeah. So first level spell, he's gonna launch himself into the air and land on top of bookcases.
Nope, that's not the direction, but okay.
Mm.
Everything's fine. No, that's not.
Oh, it does make it save, so I give it half damage. Alright.
Yeah, I don't know what to do about that cone.
Oops. I can get rid of it. It's under this, I think. There we go. Alright, Eos, it is your turn.
Eos is going to he's going to spin the ball,
Spin.
and when he spin the ball, he do be casting guiding bolt.
That does not hit.
Yikes.
Yikes. Alright. And the mimic jumps in front of you and attempts to lash out with its tongue. How's what is your AC?
My
16?
AC is 16.
That's an 18, so 8 points of bludgeoning damage. And you are grappled.
Oh boy.
Alright, what is Annika doing?
We're once again gonna use a firebolt. That's not gonna hit.
That's not gonna hit. No, its AC is 12. I forgot my own rule that I reveal the AC after a hit. Ptew.
You. Totally not mimicking Annika. It's also gonna firebolt.
Are you?
Look at that gnat.
I had a nat 1 and a nat 20.
Nice. And with that, the creature kind of bursts into flames and releases Eos from its grasp. Eos, what are you doing?
Let's see. He is going to, he was, being grappled by the tongue, and then as soon as it sets on fire, it releases him, but he grabs the tongue with his hand and shoots some electrical energy out in the form of shocking grasp. Yikes. But yeah, there's steam coming out of him, and definitely some of the weaker parts of his body were crushed. He looks a little wobbly.
Right. The mimic kind of like hops in place as it tries to put out its burning wooden form. Annika?
We're gonna change it up, and we're gonna cast Ray of Frost. And still miss.
Still misses. Pithu?
I mean, the fire worked.
The fire did work.
What the hell?
Fire don't work. Back to Eos.
He's gonna try to electrocute it again. Lord have mercy.
You know what's worse is it's not even like it has a huge AC. Its AC is
Right.
12. We just have shit rolls.
This is why we need to go to school.
This is why we're at school.
Yeah, buddy. I mean, it's just gonna try to slap you with its tongue again.
Ow.
Oh. Oh. Wait, that's 11 damage. Or no, it matches. Forget. So, damage.
I think in 5th edition, matches always favor the player or favor the defender.
I thought they
Hey.
favored the attacker.
Yeah.
I don't remember. to be
Yeah.
honest.
The attacker has to either it's your AC or above in order to hit.
Well, that's 11 points of damage. The robot is down.
Let's see. I am at -9 hit points.
Jesus.
I was almost instantly killed.
Yep. Annika?
Well, we're not gonna let Eos die. So I'm gonna cast. Fuck.
I'm gonna cast fuck.
Cure wounds.
Oh lord.
What, that brings you up to -4?
Or yeah.
Somebody feed this man a potion.
Will the potion
Pithy.
even work? Because he's metal.
According to the race, it's why will it not let my HP be -4?
Can your HP go below 0?
I don't understand what's going on with my HP. I don't know why.
Oh, right, because the way it right, I forget how this works, because in this you can actually, it will hold on. Oh my god.
Oh, it's because you're messing with it too. That's what's going on.
Well, no, not exactly. I only started messing with it after you started having problems.
So,
By the way, negative hit points do not exist in 5e, so you actually just have 5 health.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
We're getting.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You have to take damage equal to
Yeah.
100% your
Okay, so
negative.
you're back up then.
Okay,
Okay.
that's
Well,
right.
You have stood back up. What is Eos doing?
you never took his turn.
Oh, sorry. What is Pithu doing?
I'm well, now that Eos might go back down, and I'm sorry for that. But Theo is casting Thunder Wave.
Thunder wave.
What is
15-foot cube. Oh no, he can change it to be like, boop, thunder wave.
Okay.
You have to make a con save.
Yeah, I just did that. 2d8. So, okay. Cool. Sure, I'm doing full damage. Nice.
And he also gets pushed 10 feet.
Whee! Just
Is
shuffle.
that-
It just
is
gets
that an-
yeeted to the side and tumbles.
Is that an attack of opportunity since he's going out of Eos's?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Synergies.
not- I mean, I could take one, but with what? Because I don't have a weapon.
Do you not have an
Make an
well,
unarmed strike.
attack? Yeah.
I mean, I'll make one for shits and giggles, I
I was
guess.
gonna say it's a free hit.
Nat 20, here we go.
Oh my goodness.
If you take it out with your metal fist, please.
Respec into a barbarian.
Respect to barbarian. Let's go. I don't even know how to make an unarmed attack.
You should have. You should just have it. In
Ah,
your-
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 0, what?
I have a -1 strength.
Nice. All right. Well, Eos, it's back to you for a proper turn.
Unfortunately, I don't have any other ranged attacks. I think.
You not have
Uh,
cantrips?
Yeah, I have cantrips. I didn't take a damaging cantrip.
Oh, fair enough.
I took shocking grasp. That was my damaging cantrip.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
It's very thematic, but not very smart in hindsight.
Well, I mean, we did all stat our characters based around this being majority RP versus, combat.
That's very true.
A lot of my spells and stuff are just, flourishy, ooh, I'm a performer.
Turns out fire and big boom are good for fighting.
For sure. Pithiu is just our blaster mage this time around.
He's constantly
Blaster.
eating himself into the air.
As you should, honestly, as you should. Let's see. We are casting the shocking grasp cantrip, and we finally hit. Oh my goodness!
Nice.
For one whole fucking damage.
Right. All right, and so the mimic moves to strike at Eos, but before it does, a brackish, purple, almost fireball-like orb hits it from behind, and it lets out a horrific hellish scream, and almost like separates at the hinges. Its tongue slaps onto the floor, and you just hear this authoritative voice go, "By the hells, what is going on here?" And standing at the across the room, kind of where the smashed cart is, stands a woman in a black dress. Her hair is tied up in a barn in a bun, and she kind of taps her foot impatiently. What was that? What the hell happened here?
Bethu, from on top of this bookcase, is just gonna point at the now halved mimic.
Yes, I see. Why is there a mimic in the biblioplex?
I feel like we should be
Shrugs.
asking you that question.
I don't know how it got here. This is the... club is this? The LARPers, I believe? And she kind of turns to the young gnome, kind of frightened and pushed up against the bookcase. Why was there a mimic amongst your toys? And the young gnome just kind of goes, I don't know. I was just getting out all the set pieces for the student center. I don't know. Next thing I knew, it was that thing just attacked. And the woman kind of sighs and pinches the bridge of her nose, and she goes, well, I suppose it has been dealt with, and I must thank the three of you for stepping up and not running around like a bunch of imbeciles.
Diffuse quietly going to mimic imbeciles.
Eos is like he makes his little sphere contraption smooth again, and, slots it back into his back, and he will cast the mending cantrip on his crushed parts of the metal of his frame, like pop them back into place.
Very nice. So after a moment, the woman approaches closer and stands in front of the three of you and goes, "Tell me, what are your names? First names."
This mimic makes his name noise, the whistle of a firework about to go off.
Kinku, of course.
He kind of narrows his eyes at her, and then mimics the Kinku. From a top bookshelf that he is still sitting on.
Of course. You're just perched on the bookcase.
Just perched. True burb.
I am Eos. I was rescued by the pledge mages of Lorehold and offered the place amongst the student body. You must be one of the instructors, I presume.
I am Professor Onyx. You won't have me this year or for several years to come. But yes, I am a professor here.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Professor Onyx. My name's Annika.
Of course. Well, I believe the other professors have calmed down the rabble, and you three took care of this thing. Tend to yourselves, and I suppose make your way to the student activity center when you have a chance. The orientation must go on.
When she says tend to yourselves, like, the view kind of turns around on top of the bookshelves and, like, grabs onto the top and is trying to lower himself down, but he's, like, kind of an odd height, so his feet are kind of just scrambling in the air and probably kicking a few books off the shelf. Trying to, like, lower himself back down to the ground.
Annika's gonna attempt to help him, get down to the ground without falling over.
Or getting kicked in the head.
She, Professor Onyx kind of just lets out a long sigh before turning around and walking away, her heels clacking on the floor as she steps away.
I like that you chose to like dangle yourself off the bookcase instead of just jumping down from, like a 5-foot height.
Scooty said it's 10 feet. That'd be a 1d6 of damage, and max damage
Oh,
on that
oh, that's
diffuse
fair,
down.
that's fair.
He only has 6 hit points. Is the gnome still here?
Yes, she is.
So once Pethu's back on the ground, he's gonna kind of approach her, and he mimics 3 things in a row. The first is, I already forgot her name. She left the room and I forgot.
Professor Onyx.
The first thing is Professor Onyx asking, why is there a mimic here? And then the 2 voices he mimics after that are like older and masculine, but like really warm and friendly. And God, I had this thought out. What the fuck was I gonna say? It's like, the first sentence is, well, of course it's a genuine article, and the second one goes, what's better than real? And then he's kind of like raises his eyebrows at her, like, am I right? Is that why it's here? If you guys were gonna put on a play? Or whatever it was?
She kind of scratches her head for a moment and then snaps her fingers and she goes, oh, no. Oh my god, no. That's not what we do in the live action roleplay guild. No. We would never have a live mimic. No. We would have somebody play a mimic. Oh, God. And so this, of course, is she kind of after a moment kind of bows and she goes, I am Rosie. It's a pleasure to meet you. Pethu? Was it?
He nods, but he then also makes the whistling noise again. That's his name sound.
And she kind of, she cracks a wide smile and she goes, oh, that's such a cool noise. I love it.
Pethu goes kind of like still, but like his hands are like shaking and like flapping a bit. And he doesn't know how to respond, so his head just like slowly turns to look at Annika and Eos. Like, help me here.
No need to be shy.
No need to be shy. So like, Pethu is just gonna like, again with the kind of awkward slow head turn, look back at Rosie. And that same like warm masculine voice goes, thank you very much, but it's not as like, somebody's complimented you. It's as like, oh yeah, like you've obviously bought something, have a good day, thank you very much kind of tone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The shopkeepers, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you. Have a nice day. No.
Thank you!
Come back now, you hear?
Kabloosh.
Yeah, and she kind of, smiles very sweetly, and she kind of looks at the mess and she goes, oh, our entire display is just ruined. How are we gonna get new members now? Oh.
You mentioned you were part of a guild. I have seen and heard of these, and I am familiar with a few, but not this one. What are the others?
Yeah, do you mean like the other clubs? Is that what you're referring to? Okay.
I mean, he just assumes they're all called guilds, so.
Fair enough. Oh, Well, we're the only one that really gets called a guild, really. But, let's see, there's dragon chest, there's water swimming or something. I'm, to be honest, I'm not really into many things. I just kind of, I enjoy swinging an axe or, sneaking around a little bit more. That's why I joined the live action roleplay club or guild. I wasn't expecting to get in to see any real fighting here, though. A little unnerving.
Scooty,
Yes.
are there any broken items that I could fix using the mending cantrip?
Yeah, there's a couple of, what appears to be smashed, play weapons, I guess is what the best way to put it, not, like wooden swords and, arrows with blunted tips, kind of smashed on the ground.
Can I fix those items, please?
You may certainly.
And
She kind of... Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say Annika's gonna look at Rosie and say, well, it's not much, but, it's better than nothing.
Thank you so much. Well, I guess I should start moving some of this to the student activity center. I guess I'll see you three there.
Eos just nods and also picks up a couple of things and mends them.
Sure. All three of you go ahead and make a note that you have one relationship point with Rosie. I just love watching the cursor marks just moving around.
That is why.
And then Pethu's parting words are gonna be the "see you," and then there's a very awkward pause as he kind of cuts out a word and goes there.
I like that none of us, offered to help her carry stuff to the student activity center where we are all going.
Nope.
Listen, you two are mending stuff, and Pethu doesn't know mending, so...
I'm also almost dead, so he's not going to carry anything.
That's fair.
He's also very, very not strong, so...
Yeah, none of us are strong.
Sure. So obviously you make your way over to the student activity center, and in there you can kind of see what looks like little tables set up, and you see a couple of students appear to be manning each one of them, and they're for the various clubs. Of course, you have people, students that are kind of talking to some people. There's a dragon chess game currently being played. There does appear to be two people kind of swinging swords at each other, but even a quick glance shows that they're not even real weapons. just wooden pieces of wood. And so welcome to the student center. If you're, I know we did go over all of the clubs, but if there's any that you want to, now's your chance to kind of like really, I guess, solidify for the first week what you would like to join, I suppose.
Eos goes over and watches the game of Dragon Chess.
Sure. So the game of Dragon Chess appears to be is currently being played. Ooh. There we go. Appears to be played between this fellow and
I love his tusk caps.
right. Who else? Well, actually, you know what? Yeah, it's being played between these two. They both seem to be rather deep into the game. It appears to be that the one clad in armor appears to be winning at the moment. Who's marking down some text over here?
Yeah, we have a relationship with new text.
Shush.
Isn't it? I was gonna say, I think it's IE.
Yeah, it's IE. Yes.
Nice.
Defaulting to that size.
Eos looks between the two participants in this game, and he asks the larger of the two Loxodon, the one that is in armor.
Is this game friendly?
As friendly as a game of war can get. We see eye to eye, but it is still a game of kingdoms. The name's Rampart. What's yours?
I am Eos.
Very nice. Take it you're interested in the finer art of tabletop kingdom warfare.
I read the manual of the rules. It's very interesting. And by my appraisal, your last move was incredibly suboptimal.
He kind of turns for a moment and kind of squints at you before taking another move and finishing and winning the game. And he goes, sometimes you have to make a suboptimal move and sacrifice one pawn to win the game.
Of course. Should it please you, I will endeavor to join in your activities.
Well, wonderful. We meet. God, what are the names of these days? I've forgotten. Come on. Oh, that's right. They don't actually have names. We meet every 5th day of the week. I'll be more than happy to have our first match when you show up. Seem like an interesting opponent.
I'm happy to hear it. And to your opponent, the easiest way to stop that mate was knight to e4, by the way.
He just kind of looks at you and goes, huh? Oh, yeah, I thought about that one, but I don't know. I guess I should have gone with my gut. But, thanks for the advice. I'll keep that in mind.
It's alright. You must live to learn. And though I have not lived for very long, apparently whoever created me had a particular fondness for the game. I've read the rulebook at least 1,000 times. But I digress. It was nice meeting you. And I will see you later. Perhaps I will find a way to create pieces that move on their own.
And they both kind of nod at you, and sure. So you're joining Dragon Chess, correct?
Yes.
Very nice. Does anyone else want to do anything, or we could kind of skip to the first day of class if you would much rather that?
I mean, I assume all of the clubs are there, right?
Correct. I should probably bring those up, to be honest.
Well, being a bard, Annika absolutely would be in search of the what was it called? The Strixhaven Show Band Association.
Sure. Give me just 1 second. There we go. We scroll down here. Show band. There we go. And let me. Sure. So sitting at one of the tables is a young woman, and it appears she is mimicking a conductor using her wand. And she's kind of like lost in thought. Her eyes are closed at the moment.
Well, I'm not just gonna go up to her and start talking, because that's gonna scare the shit out of her. So she's conducting, right?
Yes.
Is anyone playing music to this conducting?
No, it's almost like she's conducting to herself, like going through the motions of it, basically.
Can I pull out my lyre and just start playing it along with her conducting?
Sure, and give me a performance roll.
I can't wait to whiff it.
It always goes that way. Trying to impress someone? Nope.
I saw that one for a second.
And so you begin to play your lyre, and you play it very well. And after a moment, the woman opens her eyes, and she puts her wand down. She goes, "Well, someone seems to know a thing or two about instruments. Care to join the show band?"
I've been performing all my life. Of course I would love to join the band.
Wonderful. Perhaps we might actually have someone that can keep up with my conducting.
My name's Annika, by the way.
I am Rubina Larkindale. I come from a long line of conductors.
I look for.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I look forward to getting to work with you.
Of course. We meet every 8th day of the week, but we typically suggest practicing every day. Our little music room is, of course, always open, even if no one is around.
I appreciate that knowledge. I'll be sure to check it out.
Of course. I will see you there. What about you, Pithu?
I would think that one of the showier clubs would be the gymnastics club. That you have any people do, like, I don't know, just cartwheels and stuff to get other people's attention passing by. Which
Definitely.
Yeah, it would definitely get Pithu's attention, especially since he just whiffed, like, that branch broke under him, and he's like kind of rubbing at his cheek as if there would be a scratch there, but there's not. It's just like a minor scrape from one of the bushes. And like as he's watching people like actually be able to land like flips and shit, he's like looking down at his own feet. And if he had a spell slot left, he probably would have launched himself in the air again to try to mimic it. But he's just kind of his magic's used up for the day, so he's just kind of like
He
sitting there
jumps.
and looking. Yeah, he like kind of pitifully jumps.
Sure. So, kind of after a moment, somebody does a very kind of large genasi performs. You wouldn't expect it from his size and his bulk, but he just like gracefully cartwheels and flips across almost the entire room. And he kind of sticks the landing right in front of you, and he puts his hands on his hips and he goes, "Well, you look rather interested. Are you, interested in joining gymnastics?"
This is that fire genasi you showed us in session 0 with like the flame-colored eyes and stuff, right?
Yeah, it's Xanther.
Yes.
So, Xanther has just plopped himself down in front of, the fire-loving Kenku. Like, noticing the color of this, Genasi's eyes, Pithu starts, like, making a noise in the back of his throat that sounds like a fireplace crackling. And he's just, like, he seems mesmerized by, like, all the flame-colored aspects of the Genasi.
And he flashes this bright white smile, and he goes, "I see you have fire in your belly. Oh, well, I think you would be a perfect fit amongst us.
He reacts very similarly to Rosie complimenting his name, where like he looks around as if he can't this can't be me he's talking to, right? But when he looks back, he just like gives a very awkward and short nod.
And he continues to smile when he goes, well, what day do we meet? What day do we meet? Oh, we meet every third, the third of every week. Of course, you are free to, practice on your own, and, I would just typically probably stay off of campus property. Last time I tried something, they got a little mad at me. I knocked over a couple bookshelves. Oops.
Parkour.
Back at it again, it's Strixhaven.
Yeah. For like one of the first times, like Pethieu is like looking for the words to mimic, but he doesn't have the vocabulary to, get across what his brain wants him to say. And he looks like really disappointed for a little bit. But then he just looks up and he pulls out the journal that was at his hip but is now in that journal satchel that the gnome in the cafeteria had given him.
Mm-hmm.
And he writes out a couple things. And when he shows the page to Xanther, it says, I have also nearly got in trouble for bookshelf-related things.
And he kind of like squints at it and he goes, was it that, what is her name? Professor Onyx? Yeah, she's a stickler for rules. I hate her.
He immediately nods and then mimics her saying, Kenku's from earlier.
She almost said the exact same thing about Genasi's. She's not very nice. But I hear she's a wonderful professor. Scary, and her classes are hard. But she's like one of the best professors here.
Not knowing what to say to that, he mimics Xanther's voice back to him. Third day of the week?
And he kind of like jumps a little bit after hearing his own voice, basically, and he goes, third day of the week. Don't be late.
He gives a very feathery thumbs up and just tries to scramble away, but it's weird because there's so many people around.
Very nice. All right. Do we want to go on to first day of magic physiology, or do we want to save that for session 2 and just start there?
I'm fine with whatever. If Vivi has time for it, sure. If not, no worries.
I've only got like 45-ish minutes, so I'd rather just leave it off here and.
Okay.
Yeah, and that way we're not rushing it.
Yeah.
Sure. All right. Well, then we can say goodbye to chat, and I gotta be honest, I'm already kind of enjoying running Strixhaven. It's definitely interesting, to say the least. A little different.
Yeah.
I'm living for Pethieu.
I am too. I've never liked the idea of Kinkus, but it's because people play them, in my opinion, wrong. I think Pethieu is played perfectly. It's not annoying.
You're making me blush, Scooty.
Well, I'm just saying, most people go, oh, my so-and-so just squawks.
Well, how do you respond to this NPC's dialogue?
Uh,
I repeat it
Uh,
back.
yeah, I repeat it back.
See, that was me. I couldn't think fast enough on my feet to play a Kenku like that. But maybe it's because I didn't have one that was very well thought out, to be fair.
Oh my god, imagine if when we were on the stage and we heard the scream, if you just screamed back.
I feel like at some point we're going to get that, just mimicking like a scream.
He's gonna scare the shit out of us one day with it, though.
Yep.
No, he's gonna
surprised he
repeat.
hasn't. I'm surprised he hasn't already scared the shit out of somebody with explosion noises.
He's just going to repeat the entire villain's monologue back to him word for word.
I mean, yeah, he's already practicing that with Annika.
Are you saying I'm the villain?
No, like he's like repeating back to mock you.
I mean, have
Done that
you
twice.
seen the eyes on this portrait? Absolutely terrifying. It's just pure evil.
Seraphel wrote lawful evil on her character sheet, and nobody knows what's Scooty.
Oh yeah, clearly.
Anyway,
All right, let's say goodbye.
Yeah,
to
really
chat.
evil with those blushies.
The blushes, yeah.
No, they're blushies, not
Blush-
blushes.
Blushies, of course.
There you go,
Blushies
ladies. You can
right off
clip
the cheeks.
Scooty saying blushies. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Bye, chat.
bye.
Bye, chat. See you around.
Bye, chat.